What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back. My name's Ola. Welcome to From Data to Deals. Let me make sure that. All right. Welcome to From Data to Deals. This is we come here every Tuesday, 4 p.m. and to talk about real estate, talk about marketing, to talk about everything business, entrepreneurship. So make sure that if you haven't done so, if you're a complete brand new guest here today, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Also, the best thing you can do for me, I do these sessions for free, absolutely. So today you're actually going to be hanging out with me live as I write chapter 2 of this book that you're looking at, Digital Empire Guide. This is how I write these books. We just clean them up later. Okay, I'm bringing tons of knowledge to the table. I'm bringing 15 years plus, more than 15 years worth of wisdom and business wisdom, to the table here. And everything I say is not a matter of right and wrong. It's basically you can take your own nuggets and run with it and use it in your own business. So we're talking about digital empire, how to build a digital empire, essentially how to use digital marketing to build your empire. So for probably you're here because you follow me because of real estate. We will use a lot of those examples. But frankly, everything I'm going to be sharing with you is applicable in any business in the digital age. All right. So today we're diving straight into we're going straight into chapter 2 of the Digital Empire Guide, which is attraction marketing. Okay. Um, Attraction marketing. Let's talk about attraction marketing. It's exactly what it sounds like. Okay. There are a few ways that you can acquire a client, okay, acquire customers into your business. There are more than a few ways, right? And attracted to for various different reasons. Some people are attracted to because that's what they like to do. Some people are attracted to because they think that's what's going to get them results faster. But the truth of the matter is there are some core principles here that we can rub minds together and share together here, that you can run. Just use the insight you get today and decide what you want to do in your business. But when I say attraction and the polar opposite of that, obviously one is easier than the other, plus one feels better than the other, right? So if you attract your client, meaning it's completely their idea to decide to do business with you, obviously not only does that feel better that they actually chose you, but it's actually easier, right? But is it easier, right? Well, we're going to decide that today after I go through this class with you. We'll decide, you get to decide if it's easier to use attraction marketing in your business or you just want to be quote unquote proactive, okay? So there's something we call reactive, okay? Some people call it direct response marketing, okay? Meaning they responded to something. And there's also the proactive. Some people call it I don't consider it proactive, but many people consider it proactive. When you go out there, find somebody's phone number and literally cold call them. Okay. Um, Personally, can I just be honest and frank with you? Personally, I enjoy the latter, and the former is I actually can, okay, and I've done that before. I've cold call. I have absolute ability. I can cold call people. As a matter of fact, on my on my YouTube channel, All I Talks Abitogun, you will see some videos where I'm actually live cold calling, okay, and I know how to talk to people. I know how to get people, but in the digital age, it's just work that I don't have to do. Okay. It's just additional effort that I really don't have to do. And if I get stuck on the idea that I have to do that, I'm missing out big time because I could be applying that energy resources into other aspects of my business, such as converting people to sales, converting people that are attracted to me to sales, closing that sales, right? And it's easier because remember, they chose to work with me. They were attracted to work with me. Why? Why were they attracted to work with me? Is there a strategy behind that? And that's what this topic is about. That's what this particular chapter is about. Okay. Yes, there is a strategy behind it, and we're gonna break that down on this on this episode of From Data to Deals in this chapter of Digital Empire Guide. All right, so let's get into it. What is attraction marketing? What is attraction marketing, first of all? Is basically a situation where you've orchestrated your marketing to attract people to you as opposed to you chasing after them. Okay. That's also inclusive of when you decide to call it pursue. Okay. So either you call it chasing or you call it pursue. The direct opposite of that is basically to set some things in motion to attract people to you. That's attraction marketing. Now, there's a method to the madness. Okay, it comes from, yes, the law of attraction, and law of attraction is about 2-3 different sentences that I don't want to get into that right now. The bottom line of it is that you attract what you give out. Okay, you attract what you give out. Also, you attract what you fear the most. So, with that being said, an abundance mindset is going to be absolutely necessary in what I'm about to share with you. The first thing I want you to understand is that there are 7+ billion people in the world, right? Out of those billions, there's almost half of them on the internet today, okay? And at least 1/7 of that is on Facebook alone, right? So we don't have shortage of people that could potentially be your client, okay? The only problem is that you may have been plugged in on the wrong strategies, and when you're plugged in on the wrong strategies, basically you force yourself until you get frustrated out of the business. So today we want to talk about how you can absolutely, okay, influence people, influence, not control, influence people to do business with you. How can you psychologically influence people to do business with you? Okay. And how can you set that up in a way that is almost effortless? I didn't say effortless because everything that's worthwhile will require effort and investment, but almost effortless. How can you set that up in a way that when you acquire one customer like that, it feels like almost you didn't do any work, right? As opposed to get on the call with a person that you don't know, a complete stranger, and attempt to try to hard close them, right? It drains you. It drains you completely, drains your energy if you're a normal person. Some people would argue that, well, it's a skill set. And I agree with them. It's a skill set and it's a numbers game. I agree with that. Well, everything is a numbers game. If you were competing with me and I don't have to go out there and cold call, but I can attract double the amount of business you would attract, plus I just saved at least half of my resources, who do you think is going to win in this horizon, in this digital age, in this business environment, especially after COVID? Who do you think is going to win? You think you can win when you're investing your time in cold calling, or even if you're hiring people for it? Those people could be best used in actually some of the strategies I'm going to be sharing with you here today. So attraction marketing is essentially, again, setting some things in motion. There will be some investment in the form of you will plant certain seeds and in order to harvest in the form of attraction later on. So it's not rocket science, okay? But it's essentially what we have been practicing all along. It's just that, again, when you're desperate for results, you will buy into anything. What I can tell you that is this. In this time and age, people appreciate the power of choice, of the power of choices, okay? They can literally go on Google anytime they need something. They'll go on Google using this smart hand device. They Google what they want and they'll find it, okay? That's attraction marketing at play, okay? So if you're cold calling them, there's a good chance that they're not in that space, even if their name is on some kind of data of list somewhere right there where you know that the house is in trouble, so they must need you. They may tell you they don't need you. In fact, there's a very good chance, if you've cold called before, that they won't need you. But 100% of the time, when a person goes on Google and search for a form of solution, some kind of answer, right? They need you. That's essentially, in fact, an intent that's basically written in stone. It's different from when you waste all these resources, including your personal time, on cold calling people. So you're going to be learning the madness, the strategy behind attraction marketing here today. So I mentioned control versus influence. You're not going. This is not some kind of magic wand. Okay, there's a strategy to it. You're not going to be controlling people using some kind of voodoo stuff. No, it's essentially orchestrating influence. That's the difference between control and influence. Okay, and by doing so, you will position yourself as the expert. You're not calling yourself an expert like a clown, but you're positioned as an expert when a person is searching and they found you. Voila. There's a majority of you on this channel, almost 3,000 people. You found me because you were searching and then boom, right? So you can see this already at work. As a matter of fact, my channel is not good as a suggestion on people's video. That's not what it's for. It's for when people search for certain solutions, and then I give them the answer. Okay, when they search for certain questions and I give them the answer, right? We're going to talk about that a little bit more here in a second. But it positions you as the expert, especially if you know what the hell you're talking about. Okay, it's a good position to be in when you can say, how can I help you, as opposed to I'm looking to speak to John right now. It's a completely different position. Okay, one has a higher chance that you will win because there's an indication of intent already, because they're looking for you, as opposed to your assumption that, hey, this is one of 10,000 people that may need me. So now you have to cold call and go through all those numbers. Does it work? Yeah, cold calling still works. That's not my argument. My argument is that, is there a better way to do business in this time and age? In 20,000 and digital, in 2000 and digital, is there a better way to do business? Absolutely, there are better ways to do business. So, and the last thing I want to share with you in this subtopic is this: when a person approaches you and they ask you for your help, even if you don't have the answer, okay, even if you don't have the answer, your posture is different because they approached you. Okay, you retain the power in that situation because they're the one that approached you. They're asking you for help. Okay, so then you are able to automatically have another P, patience, to say, so tell me, and then you write down what they need, and you say, let me get back to you in 1 hour, right? And then you can basically find them the solution, and you can get paid for doing so all day long. That's the power of attraction marketing. So with that being said, let's move on. Let's talk about, does attraction marketing really work? Does it work? Okay. Honestly, every type of marketing works. Like if you want to start walking down the street, okay, of Newark, New Jersey, and knocking on every door until you find a deal. At some point, somebody will say, yes, I have a deal, or I know someone that has a potential, right? But the real question is efficiency. Okay, the question is effectiveness. The question is, are you going to be in the business long enough before it decides, that marketing strategy decide to work for you? Are you going to be in the business that long, right? That's the question you should ask yourself, or ask the person in the mirror. Can I stay in this game long enough with the strategy that I'm applying right now? Because you're going to have to invest money, time, energy, resources before you generate results, like the rest of us, right? So it's absolutely your responsibility to figure out the best way to allocate your resources. What we're talking about here is resource allocation. We're not talking about if something works or not, okay? We're talking about resource allocation. So by the end of this particular session or chapter, you'll be able to determine if it's easier, because some people will say, well, it's cheaper. I don't spend a lot of money. I could just drive around for dollars or knock on doors and talk to family and friends, right? You could say that, but let's look at things holistically, right? Let's look at it from a grand scheme of way, right? Is that really the best use of your resource? Because your time is worth more than money. And if you don't feel that way, there's a good chance that you're broke. If you don't feel that your time is worth more than money, you're probably selling your time cheaply, like most people. So there's nothing wrong about that. It's just what it is, right? But there are ways that you can absolutely put your skill set, the same skill set you have today right now, like without learning anything new. As a matter of fact, the same skill set you have right now, you can put it to work, and you can start generating results for people and then charge more, but you charge based on results. So if you figure out a way to generate results, more results in 1 hour, you get paid more within that same hour, as opposed to selling your time. But you know who else thinks your time is worth more than money for them? Your employer. That's why they employed you. If your time wasn't worth more than $20 an hour, they wouldn't pay you $20 an hour, because that would essentially mean that they're going broke, right? But the reason why they pay you $20 an hour is because your time is worth more than $20 an hour. So these are the different angles we can look at this, and all of this has to do with attraction, okay? And let's continue to talk about it. So does attraction marketing really work? Well, you're here right now, and there's a good chance you're here. You're either watching me live, or you're going to be one of 20 people at least that will watch this later. Okay. And you know how I did that? It's attraction marketing. Essentially, I'm saying something that resonates with a problem you're looking to solve. right? And you're looking to find out what that is. So what is that? Getting more clients for your business, generating more leads for your business, generating more motivated sellers for your business, generating more customers, more importantly, clients that will pay you for a long time, right? That's what you're looking for. And that's why because if you don't have that, right, it's one of the core pillars. We're going to be talking about that on the next chapter. It's one of the core pillars. If you don't have new clients coming in, you have a dead business. No leads, no life, no business. Okay. So it's very, very important to talk about this. And when I say leads, it's interwoven with attraction marketing. Okay. And majority of people that go after cold calling, they're not generating leads. Some people call data leads. Data is not the same thing as leads. Just because you have somebody's phone number does not mean they're a lead. They're not a lead until they raise up their hand and say, yes, you have something that can solve my problem. That's when they become a lead, potentially, right? That doesn't mean they're going to be a customer either, but at least you know you're closer to the money, right? So you're here. That's number one. Number one proof that this works. Okay, you're here either live or you're watching this later, or you're watching this as a snippet of the whole live session later, or you're reading this book. Right, you're here right now. So that's number one proof that this works. Okay, now you would agree with this. Here's another proof that this works. You would agree with this that you as a person, you don't necessarily do business with people that you don't know, like, and trust. Well, I'm wrong. Okay, I'm actually wrong. Okay, it's not everyone that you do business with, you don't necessarily know them, like them, and trust them, but you do business with them. But at the very minimum, I'm going to say this. Let me re-say that. You at least feel like you know them, like them, and trust them. You know why? How you know that when you do business with anyone? Because I know that you have choices. Like you can go, like I said earlier, you could go on your phone, on this smart device, and you can Google other options that you have. And there will be a ton of other people that you could do business, that same type of business with. But why did you choose to do business with that same person? Why did you choose to do business with that same person? You know why? Because you feel, keyword being feel, right? You feel like you know, like, and trust that person. That's what we call the KLT factor. KLT, that's know, like, and trust, but not necessarily on surface value, okay? On a face value, rather. I'm talking about the feeling like you know somebody, you warmed up with a person. That's why we say cold traffic or cold audience and warm audience. In business, you know what cold audience is? That means some complete stranger, people that you've never met in your life, or at least you don't remember ever meeting them in your life. And the warm audience or warm market are people that have had some kind of encounter with you. Okay. And one of the beautiful, well, you would agree that it's easier to do business with the warm market because, again, for the same reason, they feel like they know you, like you, and trust you. Right. So if they don't feel like they know you, like you, and trust you, right, there's a higher chance they can Google other people, and then you lose that business, right? But again, that's one of many other signals. There's also the hard work. You can hard work yourself, cold calling until you close many deals. It happens all day long. We're just talking about easier, not necessarily easier, a more efficient way to do business in this time and age. Okay, so let me give you this thing right here. Let me give you this scenario right here. Fishing and hunting. Okay, fishing and hunting. There's a fundamental difference between fishing and hunting. Okay, hunting, you're essentially pointing a gun at an animal, and the only way you're going to capture that animal is you kill them. Okay, you kill that animal, rather, right? You kill that animal because, dead or alive, you need that animal, right? But in business, we don't want the leads dead. Okay. As a matter of fact, there's something called dead leads. There's something called dead traffic. These are essentially people that no matter what, they will never do business with you. That's going to be majority of the people that you have an encounter with. However, thanks to the algorithms of the internet and stuff like that, if a person watches 1 second of your video, they're still putting money in your pocket. Either they know it, like it, or not. Okay, but that's just how an ecosystem works, right? It's the same thing. So with hunting, you point a gun with the intentions of capturing that animal, dead or alive. But with fishing, that's not what you want to do. So you approach it a little bit differently. You use baits, right? And then you attract the fish to you. So when you hear that saying, fishers of men, that's essentially what you need to be thinking about when you're thinking about business. Now you could cold call, you still need to find a way to flip it into a way that you're at least giving in some kind of bait, right? Something that seems valuable to the other side, right? That will attract them to you, right? And that's what we're going to be talking about now. Everything I just said made sense. You know why? For a good reason, because attraction marketing works. It just makes sense that when you give, you will receive. You won't feel the need to have to take. Okay. That's if you give enough. And we're going to talk about giving enough here in a few minutes. All right. So now let's talk about the formula. I want to give you a formula that you can use in any business, including the present business that you have right now. We can use this attraction for marketing formula in any business, okay? And it's still based on everything I just said, but it's more of something you can write down and you can use it over and over and over again. The first part of this formula is that the people you're trying to attract, they're a certain type of person, okay? Yeah, you want to buy houses, but there are houses everywhere. You could go to MLS and buy a house. You could go to an agent, they will find tons of houses. But maybe there's a specific type of house you're looking to buy. Maybe it's a rundown, right? It's a distressed house, a house that needs some, you guessed it right, a house that needs a way to add value to it. Because if you don't find houses and focus on houses that you can add value to, there's a good chance that somebody else owned the house and they don't want to just give it away, right? The reason why you find houses that becomes a deal is because there are ways you can add value onto the house, or maybe there are ways that your buyers can add value onto that house, and then it becomes quote unquote a cheap house, or a house that you can purchase at 65% or below that of the value, right? So what am I saying in essence? Okay, there has to be a way for you to add value to whatever your target audience is. So you have to target the right audience. So whatever your offer is, there's a certain type of audience that it correlates with. You need to identify that right now. You don't wait until later. Okay. You know what? You know the type of people that wait until later, the type of people that cold call. They're looking to fact find, right? But when it comes to attraction marketing, you need to have a good idea of the pain points of the audience you're looking to target. So, for example, in real estate wholesaling, that would be distressed homeowners, right? That's that, right? But there's a lot of distressed homeowners that still don't want to give their house away, right? They feel that way. They feel like this is their biggest investment, so they don't want to just give it away, right? So there is still a subsector of that section of homeowners that you're looking for. And I'm guessing these are motivated sellers, people that have already said, this house is a piece of shit. I need to get rid of it, right? That's the kind of person that you're looking for, because they make your life easier. You don't have to convince them on selling to you at 60 cents on the dollar minus the cost of repair, right? You don't have to sell them on that. But the problem is that we feel like it's not possible. We feel because you're cold calling 1,000 person before you get one interest. So you feel like it's almost impossible. You know why? Because you're targeting all of the wrong audience using the wrong medium. Okay. We're going to talk about medium when we get to that right place. But just understand that there's something called the right market. That's all. That's audience essentially is the right media and the right marketing message. Like for you guys in real estate, you know what the message is. The message, real estate wholesaling to be specific, the message is very simple. I buy houses. That's it. But if you have the wrong audience, then you will hear things like, yeah, give me your offer. That's the wrong audience, right? But if it's the right audience, you're like, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I have this thing. I don't have time for it. I just need to get rid of it. That's the right audience, right? But some people would argue that, but you got to go through all this people. The truth is that you as a person, you don't have to go through the wrong audience if you're practicing attraction marketing. Okay. You don't have to. All right. So you have audience. If you know the right audience, you have the right message, then it's automatic. Your influence over them is almost automatic. It's going to feel like an attraction. Like I said, it's not a magic wand. It's actually a method to the madness of attraction marketing. It's because you have the value that person is looking for. So it's your job to make sure you find the value, okay, know the value you bring and identify the right audience for it, and then it becomes influence, okay? So here's the formula. Finally, here's the formula. It's invest, learn, do, and teach, okay? Invest, learn, do, and teach. As a matter of fact, let's remove the do part, right? The do is not necessary. Never mind what anyone tells you. There are a lot of hater gurus out there that will tell you you have to do it. No, it's just hate. That's a hater spirit. Okay. There are professors that don't do shit and they still teach it. You can teach it as long as you know what the hell you're talking about. Okay. The idea that you have to do it before you can teach it doesn't make any sense. Majority of the thing that goes on here in my business, I don't do it. In terms of the digital marketing part, as a matter of fact, I'm talking about writing articles, putting the videos out. I talk. You know why? Because I know this topic. I can talk forever. But as far as like this is a book I'm writing right now in front of you, right? As far as who's writing them out, I'm not the one that's doing that. So I can't teach it because I'm not the one doing it. That doesn't make any sense. That's not how value is measured in life. Value is measured in the form of results, not everything that goes on in between. Okay, not everything. If I can get you result, then never mind the do. So the formula is this: invest. That you have to invest either money. Sorry, you invest time, potentially money, in learning. The L stand for learning. Okay, and then you teach it. You share it. Okay, you share what you've learned with the world. When you do that, right, you're automatically influencing other people in a positive manner, and they will appreciate that, and they will give you money all day long, directly or indirectly. Okay, especially when you're dealing with digital marketing, directly or indirectly, they'll put money in your pocket if you just follow that. ILT, invest, learn, teach. Of course, you do have a leverage if you had the D, the do and teach. If you have the D, if you have experience in doing it. So for example, with me in wholesaling, I do that, right? Not only that, I've been doing it since 2005. That comes with a ton of experience. So it's easy for me to say these things even if you wake me up out of my sleep, right? But I'm just telling you that that's not really a requirement. Okay, if you learn it and you can potentially put an audience in front of the information, you deserve to get paid all day long. I don't care. Anybody who says otherwise is just a hater. Okay. All right. So let's keep moving here. That's the formula right there. ILDT: invest, learn, do, and teach. Invest, learn, and teach. More importantly, let me just tell you that again, value is measured in results. It's in the eyes of the beholder. As long as you can get someone a result, you deserve to get paid. It's the same thing in real estate. If you can help somebody with a piece of shit house, get rid of it. That's results. You deserve to get all the money you get from that. Okay. If you can help somebody in digital marketing, like for example, coaches in digital marketing, you can help somebody transform. You can help somebody get the transformation they're looking for. You help them get results. You deserve to get paid handsomely. You can get paid $20,000, $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 because that transformation is worth that much to them. Okay. Here's the last piece of the formula. Okay. You remember I said invest, learn, and teach. The teaching part of it, essentially creating content. Okay. You create digital content that other people can consume, and they will get value from it. You're seeing an example of it live right now as I'm with you right here, right now. Either you're watching me live or watching the rebroadcast later or a piece of this part. This is an example of it right here, okay? The teach part of it is, I want to translate it to what I call the ABC, okay? The ABC. What is ABC? What is ABC? ABC traditionally was always be closing. Okay, you have a lot of traditional guys or traditional sales guys who will tell you always be closing. I'm going to disagree with you. Okay, and I have a few people that would disagree with a lot of that. Okay, and they have the results to back it up. I think the biggest video on this channel is actually with a guy called Ivan Komichael. Okay, and he agrees with what I'm about to tell you. The ABC in this time and age stands for always be creating. Okay, always be creating. You can use that interchangeably with always be content creating. Okay, creating. Why do I say that? Let me give you an example. There's a lot of new artists, musical artists, right? They come out, they just want to sell the music. They're very anal about the music. So there's some actors and actresses too, right? And they say, hey, somebody is pirating our content and stuff like that, right? Some few years back, maybe some 7 years ago, piracy, not 7 years, maybe about 10 to 12 years ago, you had the Napster, right? Napster, He was charged to court. I think he went through some litigations and stuff like that. But there were multiple different Napsters that came after that. There was Kaza, right? There was all this basically content sharing software that unfortunately at that time was the mark of a market shift. And in any market in life, there will be market shift. Okay, meaning things are changing, things are evolving, and sometimes that comes in the form of you feeling like someone is out to get you, like somebody's hurting you. Another example is Uber. Compare Uber to taxis, right? Traditional taxis, right? That's a market shift. And then you have the traditional taxi drivers complaining and say, hey, we don't like that. We're going to fight against that. But here's the problem. The market is moving in that direction. And you know what's always going to be right? The market. Okay, you can fight it. Sometimes you win it a little bit, but it's only inevitable that the market is shifting. Okay, so why am I saying that? Content, information is not something you can necessarily quote unquote charge for. You can charge for it, and yes, you can get away with it. But what you can really charge for is transformation. Okay, that you can always charge for transformation. You can also charge for implementation, for helping other people implement results. You have the information, but many people don't have the time or the patience or the right context to be able to execute the information that's sitting right in front of them. That's why I laugh at people that say, hey, YouTube is enough. We can just watch on YouTube and you win. If you do, you're a unicorn. Yes, it does exist. Okay. Most people need people to help them in implementation and help them achieve the transformation they're looking for. And because of that, you can continue to start to make money. So don't let anyone intimidate you that, hey, you can't charge for information. Yes, you can charge for information. Okay. You can charge for information. As a matter of fact, you're already doing that as long as you do have an offer in the back end and you have an offer where you can help people implement the information. But I'm telling you right now, there's no need for you to hug up on your information. Give it out because there's a good chance there's better information out there. Just give yours out because the purpose of the information is to be a marketing tool for you. Okay, it's the same thing with musical artists. They give out the music. You can download it for any blog, any website you want. You know why? Because it's a marketing tool. Because if the music is that good, the right people, the right audience will come looking for more. But if you hog up the information, right? I give away the books, my books for free. You could go to smart real estate wholesaling, smartwholesaling.net, smartrealestatewholesaling.com. You could go download my books for free. You go to getmymarriageback.com. You could download the book for free because number one, I put my heart and soul into it's valuable information. But more importantly, I'll tell you why it's more importantly in a second, okay? Because this may sound like, hey, I'm just being straight up with you. More importantly, it's a marketing tool for me because I need to be able to afford to continue to do it. Does that make sense? All right, good. So that's that. ABC stands for always be creating in the digital age. You need to create more. What are you going to create? We're going to give some examples here in a second, but if you're always creating, you're essentially practicing attraction marketing. No matter what type of business you're in, I'm going to give you 7 examples here in a second. No matter, there's a way that you can give and continue to attract more business to yourself. And that's what we're talking about here today. All right. All right. So let's go talk about, I want to shed more light on how does attraction marketing, how does it work? Right? How does that work exactly? Like, what is the technicalities of why it worked the way it worked? You give, and then you're gonna receive, right? Here's why. Okay, here's why. Because people it's a natural instinct. Okay, that if you give enough to them, keyword being enough, right? They will feel obligated to give back into you if they're a normal human being. Now, if some people do have ulterior motives, that's fine. It doesn't matter because the numbers play out well. Because it's still a numbers game. Okay, there are people that come onto my channel and they leave a spammy comment just because they're looking to get business out of it. I don't worry about that. There are people that fill out application to talk to me, but they're absolutely full of shit. I don't worry about that. Right? It's a numbers game. The numbers play out very well, and I'm giving you basically all of the formula on how to make the numbers work out for you. Okay, here's how it works. Here are 3 steps. Okay, you have to give. Okay, just approach every relationship you have in this business approach it with, I go into a relationship to give. Why would you do that? What about taking? What about receiving, right? Well, here's the problem with that. When you have your outlook on, I just want business, I just want to close deals, I tell my students, like, this is not about deals. It's about a lead pipeline so you can have more people to continue to pre-qualify to potentially help. Okay, that's where your money comes from. Okay, your money does not come from from anything else other than people. Okay, the money you're going to make is already in somebody's pocket. Okay, so with that being said, how are you going to transfer that money into your pocket? There has to be exchange of value. That money is less valuable to the person that has that money in their pocket right now. Why is it less value? Because money does not buy happiness. It can help, but it doesn't buy happiness. There are other things that happens in life that makes people happy, right? And it's never necessarily cash. You can start a whole room, right, of cash, right? And then you don't feel fulfilled in life. But the reason why we want money or want more money is because we want to use that money as a tool to get the things that we want. It could be more time, freedom with our family, more travel, freedom, so you can take care of your health better, right? Health and wellness. That's really the whole thing, health and wellness, right? So even if you're serving all those people, you're making money, all this money, you're making $60,000 a month, right? If you can't transfer that to health and wellness for yourself, is useless. So the people that have the money in their hands right now, they're also in that same boat. We're all in the same problems, same issues of life, right? So if you can bring them a little closer to health and wellness, and I mean that in a holistic way, right? If you can bring them closer to that, right, then they will exchange money with you. That's the way it works. That's essential. So you have to give first. That's the first step. The second step is you have to orchestrate giving more, right? To the same person. You have to set up your systems in a way that you're able to give more to this person. In fact, all of the YouTube, Facebook, all the platforms, Pinterest are set up that way. Okay. When you watch a video, right, they will essentially assume that you want more. Okay. Until you stop watching the video, they will also measure that and they will stop showing you more of that type of videos. So if you notice, when you see my video, you see more of it until you don't want to see more anymore by simply not engaging with the video. The moment you click onto the video and you start watching more of it, that you're telling the algorithms, the machines, that you want to see more. In order for you to practice attraction marketing in digital age, you want to set up your business that same way. So first step is give. Second step is to set up your machines in a way that you have the ability to give more. And the first step to doing that is make sure you're capturing data. Okay, any type of marketing you're doing, if you're not capturing data, okay, and I mean contact data, it's pointless and you're going to lose money. That's a fact of life. Okay, because you know why? Because most people are not going to do business with you the first time they have an encounter with you. Most people, they say average of 7 times they have to have an encounter with you before they do business with you. And I'll tell you from my personal experience, I know people, there are many of my customers that come in, they have an encounter with me, they do business with me the first day. Simply because they establish some kind of emotional or psychological connection with me. They just felt it. They knew that something is clicking, like it makes sense, right? But 85% of the time, that's psychologically speaking, right? There are also people that are doing business with me. They've been on my list. They've been receiving emails from me, watching my blog posts, reading my articles and my videos and stuff like that, and read my book 15 times, like I suggest, 10 to 15 times, right? Before they decide to do business with me 2 years later, right? And there are going to be people that will never do business with me and no hard feelings. See, there's enough for everyone to go around, especially if you're practicing attraction marketing. And because you're practicing attraction marketing, meaning it's not involving your personal time so much, right? You have a better quality of life if you stop having expectation of any one entity. There's no one entity that can completely serve everything. Every entity can fail, including me and you, right? So you want to make sure you're setting up systems in order to accomplish the goals that you have. So, first step, let me repeat, give. Second step, give more by making sure you orchestrate and design a system with the ability to give more by capturing leads. Okay, you capture their contact information so you can follow up with them, because majority of people will not do business with you until later. Why? Because of what I said earlier. They have to feel like they know you, like you, and trust you. The timing has to be right for them. But you want to make sure you set up your business in a way that the timing is always right for your business. So whenever they're ready, it's like, voila, I'm ready too. Okay? I'm ready. And you don't need any one particular customer or entity to continue to make money, because remember, I told you there are 3 billion of them. So you got to come with that abundance mindset in order to understand this fully. But it's also because you deliberately set your systems up that way. The third part is that you want to give more again, but you want to be able to afford to continue to give. This is the affordability version of the give more. So there are two different give more. One is ability to give more. So that means you have their contact information. You can send them an email that can continue to help them, right? So you make money from helping people, but you have to demonstrate that you can help them by helping them. Okay, that's the way this works. Okay, so the third one is the give more, but affordability. You have to be able to afford to give more. You know, some people just give. No, you have to have enough to give. Okay, so if you can't afford to continue to give, you can't afford to run your website, you can't afford to keep your dedicated or your service alive, then you're just going to fail altogether in creating the impact that you're looking to create. So what does that mean? You have to make sure you're charging accordingly for the results that you help people bring. You have to make sure that there's a price to pay, because when people don't pay, they don't pay attention. That's just fact of life. They're not going to take it serious, meaning they're not going to generate results, meaning you're not going to have proper testimonials, which also drives your business to continue to give more and to continue to tweak, continue to optimize your processes. But if you're going to bring a bunch of people in, and because they're not serious, they're not buying anything, right? They're not going to get results. So at some point, you want to give people the opportunity to do business with you by making sure they're paying for it. Now, for real estate wholesaling, it's a little bit different, because you'll find a deal. There are people looking to buy the deals, but you also still have to make your buyers pay. If your buyers readily, willingly feel like they can call you anyhow and disrespect you, they're not going to pay attention in the same token. This is about positioning and posture, right? If they feel like they can take you for granted, human beings will in fact do exactly that. They will take you for granted. Why? Because that's just what we do. I don't even know why, because I'm not God, but that's just the way it works. Okay, so let's keep going here. Let's go on to, I wanted to give you something I consider attraction marketing for dummies. This is a very easy way for you to remember the concepts I'm sharing with you when it comes to attraction marketing. Remember, we're talking about digital marketing. Okay, this is one of the ways that digital marketing wins over all types of other archaic type marketing. Okay, this is how it wins. It wins because it's digital, because you get to manage your resources in a way that it goes further, right? You make that dollar goes further than any other person, right? So that's why we're talking about this. But I wanted to give you 3 tips, okay? When it comes to your audience, you already know that you need an audience. You need to know what their pain point is. You need to know that you should be giving to them. And what am I saying giving to them? Information, because information is free. But to aggregate all the right information is a lot of work for especially people that are looking to solve that problem. Why don't you be the one to create that information and put it together in a very nice package and give it to them? They're not going to forget. This is not something they get to decide to do. This is just naturally, they cannot forget that they got a whole book from you or a very good report from you that they find very useful, right? I'm writing a whole book right now on Digital Empire Guide. You're watching me do it right now, okay? It works in any type of business. You aggregate information in a way. So what kind of information are we talking about? It's 3 types, okay, that you need to focus on. There are other types, okay, but these are the 3 types you need to focus on. The first one is you need to know what questions they are asking, and you need to be the one to find the answers for them. And it's as simple as that. It's information. That's it. Okay, you need to know the frequently asked questions of your ideal customer, right? Your most common type of customer, your audience, right? You need to identify them, right? But you need to know what kind of questions they're asking. Not only are you going to be able to, when you do this study and you learn this, right? Not only will you be able to give them what they want, which is an answer, you will also learn the languages they speak. In essence, they will start feeling like they know you, like you, and trust you. Why? Not because you're calling yourself an expert like a clown. It's because you did the work. Do you understand? It's because you did that work and you help them with the information that they will need. You put it in one place where they can find it easily. Okay. When you do that, there's an increased heightened chance that they will do business with you rather than a person that's cold calling them, a complete stranger. Right. So that's the first type. The second type is problem solution. When I say problem solution, if you're solving someone's problem, right, and that's going to be transformation and that's to be implemented, you should be charging for that. But at least the information, right? You help them identify. A lot of people going through problems, they can't pinpoint it. They don't know the words or to describe it or how to describe the problem they're going through, right? But when you learn the first thing I said, the question is naturally you will learn the problems that people are going through because you're also mastering these people, right? And then you can give them information about the solution. You don't have to solve the problem. Just the information will get them that much closer to the solution. Just the information will get them that much closer. Now they know what to do, right? If they need to hire somebody to implement so that they can get the transformation they're looking for, there's a good, very good, and a heightened chance that you'll be the one to be hired for that work. Okay, so here's something I don't see anyone doing in real estate wholesaling. There's no one that puts out an ebook on how to get the banks to forgive them their loans, on how to get the bank to agree on a short sale, or how to sell their property fast. I don't see a lot of that. I don't see a lot of that. Okay, but that's a good tip right there that you can run with. Go find the answers, package it together, and give it out. As a matter of fact, spend money on marketing to give it out. At the very end of it, just make sure you leave your contact information, because when they're looking to implement the solutions in that book or that report, they will remember you. So again, you're given, but this gift that you're giving away for free, right? Attraction marketing, right? They are marketing tools for you. Okay, just like Beyonce's music on iTunes is a marketing tool for her to get shows where she get paid a lot more, a whole lot more, in addition to the royalties. If you go to certain third world countries, there's no such thing as royalties, right? The only way they make money is from shows. So they have even more, they're more inclined to give away their music because the music get popular, right? Then they get invited to shows, as opposed to people that were stuck 10 years ago, as I was saying earlier, in piracy. If people, like, some people's prayer is that their material should be pirated because that's how they get more business. But the close-minded one will say, just cry about piracy all day long, cry about piracy, and they lose business because that's just that much more people that would never get to know you because you're hogging up and holding the information or the music. But this is stuff that you can reproduce multiple times over again. The value in it is that it becomes a marketing tool. Okay. Last but not least, pain and pleasure. So I've said that a few times here today, that you need to know the pain point. Okay. And I'm talking, you need to be able to know the language that your target audience are using, right? Because if you know the pain, you can spell it out, and then you can paint a picture of what the pleasure, the right polar opposite of that, what does that look like for them. You need to be able to spell that out in words, and when you do that, you invoke certain types of emotions that will make people feel like they know you, like you, and trust you. And you know what that means? It means to change. Okay, it's not magic wand. It's because you did invest. You invest time, money, but not in cold calling strangers, but in making sure you give out value first. It's the first core pillar that we're going to be talking about on the next chapter. Okay, you give first. You give first. Just give, without any kind of attachment or expectations to result from any particular one entity. You just know that it's a numbers game. It will come back. It's only a matter of time. It will come back. It's just what it is. Okay. In the last 48 hours, at least 200 people have come around watching videos on this same channel, on my channel, right? I don't charge for it. I don't know if they will ever do business with me. Here's what I know. I'll make money. And that's where you want to set yourself up in this business. But here's the problem when you're cold calling and doing any one of those quote unquote proactive marketing strategies. It's only natural that you're attached to the result from every call. You're praying, like, I hope this becomes a deal. And that positions in a place where you get frustrated easily out of the business. Okay. So that's that right there. So I wanted to, before I round up today, I wanted to share some examples of what this looks like when you see people that practice in their business. There's a lot of, you see these examples out there. Some of them don't know how to scale it. Some of them don't even use it at all. Right. And, but at least you learn it here. And then you know that, okay, what part of this am I not attracting to my business yet? And you can start asking the person in the mirror and try to create a plan to start implementing this in your business, starting immediately as soon as possible, because you're leaving money on the table if you're not pushing out marketing tools that are effectively a gift that will add value to your targeted audience. Okay. The first one is free tools. Okay. So some of you may know, maybe you don't. You could go to what do we call it? I haven't forgot the name of it right now. We do have free ARV calculators, or like after repair calculators, right? We have those on our channel. Let me see if I can find it. I completely forgot what I call it because I haven't used it in a while. But basically, we set it up in a way that when people search for, you can literally go try it. You search for ARV calculator or free ARV calculator or free MAO calculator, which stands for maximum allowable offer calculator. We created those tools for free for a reason, because it attracts people to our website and is a tool that people use. All right. 1 second here. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. Sorry about that. All right. So these are tools that people use to find valuable. There's a lot of time people need they need a way to calculate ARV, and instead of looking for spreadsheets, they can just go right there. Again, search for free ARV calculator and put my name next to it or put my empire next to it. You see it come up, and it's one of the most popular pages on our website. Okay, so free tools. Find out what tools can you create to make other people's life easier. Okay, some people actually will give out pen. Why do you think people write names on pen and give them out? That's a good example of it. That's attraction marketing at play, more in a traditional way. But imagine being able to do this with digital marketing. A lot of people don't think. People, especially newbies, they're always thinking about how much money they can make as opposed to how much can I give? I know I'll get money. I know there's somebody that has this problem I can solve, but what can I give to help them make their life a little bit easier? Health and wellness, right? That's key here. All right. So free books, right? So this right here, Digital Empire Guide, will be the 4th book that I'm writing. Okay. I've written Smart Real Estate Wholesaling. It's available absolutely for free download PDF. It's available everywhere else too, on Amazon, right? Real Estate Money Secrets, it's available also everywhere. Amazon, you can get it, but you could download the PDF for free on my website by simply going to Smart Real Estate Wholesaling. You also have one that I wrote with my wife. Same reason, okay? And you may be thinking, I can't write a book. Well, I'm writing one in front of you right now. You're helping me write it, okay? Right now, okay? So it's not about writing. It's about something. Remember, invest, learn, and teach or share, right? Something that other people will find valuable. And you just being the middleman with that information will bring business to you in any type of business, real estate, coaching, consulting, right? Any type of business, a front store, you can do the same thing. You're going to see an example here. Even an hair salon artist can do this. I'm going to give you an example in a second, right? Free report, again, doesn't have to be a full-blown book. It could be 5 tips, free report, 5 tips on how to, from where you are, point A to point B. There's some kind of value you bring. There's a way you can help. Give them the information for free. I'm telling you, most people that will capture those information are not going to use it. It's just fact of life. Okay. But the ones that will use it, some of them will hire you, and that's how you make money. And you charge based on results, value that you bring to them. You don't charge based on how much it was produced for. It could have cost you $0 to create it. You charge based on the perceived value and aka actual value, okay, in the eyes of the people that are going to be receiving this transformation. But you need to identify what that transformation is. And yes, I do help people identify that too, because that's actually, it's not that easy to identify the transformation you bring to other people. A lot of people just get into a business just because they get into the business. I want to be a realtor, I became a realtor. They never really identify the value that they bring to the table for their targeted audience. Okay, so free reports, free videos. Okay, so right here, okay, we're live, and I have 900 plus videos on my channel. All I talks, Abitogon, you can search for it. 900 plus videos. Why? Because it works. Because it brings businesses. Okay, it helps. There are a lot. Like, if I'll tell you, I'm being honest with you. Majority of people that watch the videos will probably never do business with me. I'm glad that they found one tip of nugget of value from the videos, because I'm going to get mine regardless. Okay. Coupon codes. Okay. Coupon codes you could give to people. So that's essentially free. You give people 25% discount off, right? That's attraction marketing. They are now more inclined to want to do more business with you. Okay. You could give people coupon codes for referring other people to you as well, right? That's attraction marketing at play when you see that. But a lot of people also practice that, but they don't really see that as a very significant part of their business, right? It's absolutely, if you're going to spend money on marketing, spend it on the free stuff you're giving away, okay? Because people will do business with you. They will give you money. Trust me on that. And it's just a competition of who's going to give the most, okay? All right. Loyalty rewards. You see the airlines do that. You see United Airlines have a what they call, Sky Mile, High Sky Mile, whatever they want to call it. There's all kind of names. So I travel so much, so I don't know which one is which. I just try to keep track on my phone, right? But they have rewards programs where they give they call it mileage, right? Why? How do you get mileage? By doing business with them first, right? But by the fact that you have mileage, you do more business with them, and you try to keep, even some of those mileage expire after, for some companies expire after 12 months if you don't use it. So it's not indefinite, it's orchestrated attraction marketing that you're looking at. Attraction marketing, essentially, you lead with giving. Gary Vaynerchuk was a famous guy for teaching this stuff. He called it jab, 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 right hook. At least give up to 3 times before you ask people to do business with you. Okay, at least. For me, I don't count. I just give. But I make sure that there are offers available in ways that I can help people implement and get the transformation that they want, that they value in life, right? So last but not least is free trial. So you see people say, hey, this program is $97 per month, or this program is, I actually just saw one before I jumped on, it's $300 per month, okay? But you can come in and try it for 14 days. That free trial has value on it. That's that's $300 divided by 7. That they're giving you complete value for free. You get to see everything. Why would you stay in? Because you've seen that, I need to be a part of it. Is everyone going to stay in? Of course not. Okay. Majority of people are not even serious. They're just curious. And that's okay. They give them $1 to keep it moving. But the ones that matter will give them $300 every month. And the only way they could find out is to take the trial first. You essentially get more business that way. Now, the work is to make sure that you're spending all this marketing money, time, money, energy on marketing. You want to make sure that you're guaranteed result. I'm telling you right now, the only way to guarantee results is to make sure that you're practicing attraction marketing. You can cold call for the next 1 month. One deal may not come out of it, but you just lost all of that energy, essentially. But if you follow my lead and you use attraction marketing in your business, the least that can happen to you after 30 days is that you have a nice chunk of data that you can continue to serve until somebody does business with you. Okay, so that's something I wanted to that I thought would be. I wanted to share those 7 examples with you to make sure that you understand that this is real life. It's everywhere. If you're not practicing in your business, you're missing out, and you're spending a whole lot of energy in the wrong direction if you're not practicing attraction marketing. If your first mind, your first outlook on your business is not what can I give, at least from a standpoint of the setup. What am I giving? Some people call it lead magnet. Okay, it's you generate leads, you generate contact information in exchange for information that can be useful for them standalone. They don't have to do business with you before the information is actually valuable. But there's a good chance that they will do business with you. There's a better chance that they do business with you because, again, you're not just some random stranger looking to do business with them, right? Just because you're cute. Doesn't work like that. Attraction marketing works 100% of the time because you actually invested, not necessarily money, but you invested in that person. So it's only normal for you to harvest when the seasons are right. That season for every individual is different. It could be immediately that they feel like this is what I was looking for. It could be 2 years later. It may be never. Okay, it may be never. All right. So that's what I have for you. On the next episode, we're going to be covering the 3 core pillars. Okay, I'm going to dive into 3 core pillars. And to be frank with you, I do have a whole chapter in this book. It's free. Go to Smart Real Estate Wholesaling to get it on 3 core pillars. But again, this book was written about 2 years ago. So I think something like that, over 2 years ago. And so I'm also going to add some more insights to it with the examples related to more like digital marketing and stuff like that. And then we'll talk about it. And so that's what we're going to be covering on the next chapter. All right. So thank you so much. Let me answer. Melvin says already. I'm not sure what you mean by already. Maybe I'm not sure what you mean by already. Okay. Let me see here. So let's see. Nathan says, how much is it, bro? So I'm not sure what you mean by how much is it. This book is not yet live. So this book will be ready as soon as we're done. We have about 12 chapters to cover. So just make sure you show up here every time. I don't know if you have a program, but we do have programs on myempirepro.com/blog/products. Let me type that here that you may be interested in. I'm not sure if you're talking about one of them, but you can see the prices up there. All right, so it's /blog/products. I'm gonna put that here right now. All right, and that's that. It's gonna be at that link right there. Okay, that's where live products are. Now, if you are, let me see, was he talking from Facebook? He's talking from YouTube, so you should have received that link. All right, so the other one, I think Malik says, I would like to schedule a phone call with you to see what can I do for you. What can you do for me? I'm not sure. So this is a good case in point for attraction marketing. If you're practicing attraction marketing, you would already know what you can do for me, and I will be in your target audience market somewhere on any platform, and you can simply target me and I will decide, because remember, attraction marketing has respect for the power of choice. I will decide if it's a fit or if it's not a fit. Okay. A phone call with me is not ideal because I said give, and then give more, which is ability to give more, meaning I have your contact information. You're watching this YouTube channel, I have your data now by way of YouTube, so they're going to show my videos to you anytime I release a new video, with respect to competition with other people trying to get your attention, of course. But if you go to smartrealestatewholesaling.com and you put your email in and you download my book, essentially I'll be able to contact you by email. That's the way it works, right? And I don't have to force you to do business with you, right? And I will do business with you if you deem me fit to be able to help you achieve certain results, right? With our business, with respect to our business here. So, but the third part was, remember, give more. I need to be able to afford to give more. If I'm just I'm just being frank with you. If I'm just giving away phone calls randomly to anybody and without knowing you, with all due respect, I won't be able to afford to give as much as I'm giving. There's no way I can create 900 videos on this channel, okay, if I was doing that. and which means I'm losing out on business that people that already figure out how they can help me or how I can help them, and then they find their way through the funnels until I end up on a phone call with them. That's the way it works. That's the way it's going to work into the future, and you better start learning that right now, live as we're speaking. That's all I have for you today. This was a long session, more than a little bit longer, because this chapter is actually a very important core part of what we're talking about when it comes to digital marketing. If you don't understand attraction marketing, you're going to lose money. And worse, you're going to lose time. You're going to be wasting time. That's actually worse than losing money, because you can't get time back. You can get money back. All right. That's all I have for you today. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated, and I will see you on the next one. And peace.